Good evening. Hello, and thank you to everyone for joining me. Let me go ahead and share this out. Of course, this is Liz Whitaker from Divination Station Tarot. And let me go ahead and share this out a few places, so don't mind me. And if you would like a card towards the end of the broadcast, please share the broadcast out. Share it to... Turn that down. Share it out to any group, any page, anything that you are, anywhere that you are a part of that might be interested in readings here. I'm just trying to make sure I got my spots. Okay. Cheryl, hi, how are you? All right, for some reason I am still not seeing comments. Maybe if I switch this? Yeah, for some reason I am not able to see this, so please just bear in mind. Only followers. Trying to see what the issue is with not seeing comments. I see them on my phone, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I apologize for that little blip there. If you are watching, please let me know you're here. As I share this out, and I'm going to have to go back to the comment section, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So today, again, thank you for joining. I'm Liz Whitaker from Divination Station. I'm going live today. Going to be talking about intro to the court cards. So we're going to be talking about what the court cards are, how to read them, where the difficulty lies in reading them. Okay. And we'll go from there. Okay. So again, thank you for joining. This is Three of Cups, Divine Arts. This is part of my series where we're kind of taking a look at each section of the tarot and doing little tarot lessons about it. Okay, so today we are at the court cards. We've finished the major arcana, and now we finished the minors, okay, up to the court cards. So we're into the court cards, and those are the page, knight, queen, and king. If you want a really great book on court cards, Ethany Dawn's Your Tarot Court is amazing. So, the court cards, while they are, and I'm just going to be looking at this because we're just doing the overview, so I'm just going to be looking at the Rider-Waite-Smith today. So while the court cards are generally gendered, they really have less to do with the gender of the card and more of the archetype. Okay, so just like the major arcana where we saw a figure that was male, doesn't necessarily mean male, could be any gender. Some readers do assign very specific genders, up to including physical appearance, age range, all of those things with each court card. So they might say Queen of Wands is a middle-aged woman with red hair, or they might say Queen of Cups is a middle-aged woman with blonde hair. I do not tend to assign those specifics to court cards. Okay, I think that's where I tend to differ in how I interpret and approach the court cards. I don't interpret or approach them in that very specific binary and appearance-driven way. It doesn't resonate with me. If it resonates with you, awesome. Go for what works for you. But when I'm talking about court cards and the way I approach it and teach it, that's not where I'm coming from. In specific situations, they can indicate a person. So if you're doing a job reading and King of Wands comes up and you have a very difficult and impulsive, okay, let me, yep, I'm trying to adjust this. The comments are, okay, let me, oh, I see why. Okay, you should be able to now. You should be able to comment now. Of course, I tried to actually get the comments to show up on my laptop screen, and I touched something. So you should be able to comment now. I see what I touched, and I undid it. So you should be good. Thank you for letting me know. So in specific situations, the court cards can be that person, okay? Like I said, if you're doing a job reading and there we go, Joan, hi, and the Knight of Wands or King of Wands shows up, that can be a specific person. Awesome. Linda, hi. Relationships can also have to do with that, but like I said, I don't generally assign that, okay? Awesome. Joan, thank you so much. Again, as you're popping on, now that you can actually comment. Hello, Katie, thank you. Share the broadcast out, comment, hashtag shared. Well, yes, I shouldn't try to fix it. I'm just going to go on I'm just going to kind of look 3 places here. So we got Joan and, okay. Carrie, hi. So if you did comment, please comment, hashtag shared, and I'll get you on my list. Sometimes the querent or the client will recognize the person in the court card, okay? I remember one time I did a reading for someone and the Page of Wands popped up. And that page energy just didn't really fit in with the reading, okay? It was kind of in the upper corner. And I asked her, I'm like, this doesn't really, fit in. I'm getting this energy, but it's kind of separate from the reading. And she kind of looked and she was like, oh, that's my son. So he had just kind of popped in there. So that can definitely happen where you're talking about the energy of the person. And it's very possible that the person you're reading for is going to say, oh, I know who that is. And that resonates with them, go with it. I'm not gonna argue with them at all. I'm just not gonna tell them who it is unless I'm like 100% sure and I get it. I also look at the direction they're facing in. So as you're looking at the readings, you see, so each of these pages are looking, 2 look to the right, 2 look to the left. So I always pay attention to what's going on and what they're looking at. Sometimes that can be a really good indication of what's going on with them in the reading. Sometimes people can have issues when the court cards come up because there's not always a lot going on. There's not a lot of action. Justin. Justin, if you did share, let me know, and we'll get you a card. So sometimes people can have issues with the court cards because they're not really doing much, but there's a lot of symbols. There's symbols around them. So if you look at the wands, okay, you're going to see salamanders. Okay, they're salamanders. You're going to kind of see them evolving. They're not on the Queen of Wands, but she's got other stuff going on. And then they're on the King. So those are the kind of things you look at with the court cards. Okay, what are the symbols on the cards? What direction are they facing? Because they're not always doing things. Like think of like Two of Pentacles. It's a very active card. Or some cards like the Two of Swords are very inactive. But you can kind of like see what's going on. And you can almost create a story about that card. It can be a little bit tougher when you do have the court cards, because it's like, okay, there's a guy standing in the desert. There's a kid standing in front of water. So those are some of the issues that can come up with the court cards. So as you're watching, let me know how you interpret the court cards. What are your struggles with the court cards, if any? And I can kind of answer them as we go. So when you're reading the court cards, they have their elemental symbols. So fire, wands, cups, water, swords, air, pentacles, earth. So they have those associations. Each court has an association too. So pages are earth. Every page is going to have that earth energy. So what that means is when you look at the Page of Wands, it's Earth of Fire. So it has that earthy kind of grounded energy with the energy of fire or action or energy. Pages are the more inexperienced of the courts. They tend to represent that student energy where you're always learning. They're filled with curiosity. If you look at the Page of Cups, okay, he's looking at the fish in a cup with a very curious eye. They're eager to learn what that suit has to offer. They take part in everything. They're explorers, and they crave things that they can touch. Okay, so tangible examples of the suit. Okay, so when you're reading that, you can kind of think of those keywords. Knights. The knights are, so we'll go through the pages. So we have the Page of Wands. And he's got, he's holding on to that wand with both hands. Okay, so he's physically touching that. The cup. He's holding and kind of admiring the cup. Page of Swords. So this one is like he's learning how to, like I always say, he's learning how to handle his sword. And he's very eager. Okay, so this card is that energy of eagerness. And Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles is that double earth. So each court has that double representation. So Page of Pentacles is Earth of Earth. And again, I'm not going to go over each two specifically since we're going to look at them as a whole going forward. Okay, and don't forget to let me know if you shared, so I can go ahead and get you on my list for a card at the end. Knights. So the knights represent the suit of air, or the element of air. They're all about adventure. They're questing. You know, think of medieval knights or Knights of the Round Table. You know, all of those stories that have to do with brave knights. That's the knight energy. They're messengers. They can bring messages to and from. They are filled with passion. And in that way of like they're kind of like the teenage energy, where they have a lot of energy and they don't always know what to do with it. They're always kind of eager. Thank you, Katie. They're always eager to set off on that new adventure. Sometimes they're a little bit too eager. Sometimes they can seem a little impatient, and can almost go to too extreme. Okay, so if you look at, and again, we'll just go very quickly. So Knight of Wands, so air of fire. Air adds to fire. So it gives it that, you know, he's really like raring to go. Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups looks a little gentler. Again, it's emotions there. And then Knight of Swords. So air of air. So this one is really quick, really fast. Lots of impetuous action and words there. Pentacles. So air of earth. So this one has definitely a different energy. And we'll talk about that more going forward. So those are the knights. Queens. The queens are water, and they are the master of the element. So what I mean by master, right? They've gone through the journey. They know how to handle it. They've seen all of the kind of ups and downs that the suit has to offer, okay? They know how to handle it, okay? That's what I mean by master. They are the receptive counterpart to the king, so this is not necessarily in hierarchical form. They're even, and they're different representations of that endpoint of the energy. Their deep knowledge is turned inward, and they seek to kind of perfect that element more in their private world. So where the, you know, like the magician is the active card of manifestation. The Empress is the more creative feminine side. So it's like that kind of back and forth, that kind of comparison. So then we have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups is water of water. So she is the kind of double whammy there of the water element. Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. So then we come to the Kings, and they are fire, okay, and they're the authority of the suit. So they have, where the Queen is the master and she knows how to handle situations. Caitlin, hi. The King kind of asserts his influence, okay? Where the Queen kind of takes it all in. The Knight is the external expression of that energy. They are strategic. They're logical. They have to share with the rest of the suit, right? How to handle certain situations. So, hola. So we have King of Wands. So fire. Okay, so he's the double element there. King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Swords, and King of Pentacles. So each of those cards are kind of the perfect match, okay? All right, Laura, I got you. Michelle, I got you. So when these cards come up, when the suits come up, and you see that Page of Pentacles, you can really look at how those elements add to that reading and add to the interpretation of that card. Because, like I said, they can seem tricky when they're laid out. Because they're, like I said, they're not really doing anything. They're more of that archetypal energy of the suit. So they're kind of like the big energy in the suit. If you do have issues with the court cards, what I suggest, if you are doing readings for yourself or others, really just kind of pull out one of the suit cards and kind of meditate on it, and maybe pull some cards to clarify what that card means. Let's see. And there are also opposing elements, opposing cards. So the idea that we have the kind of perfect match, the kings, the fire of fire, King of Wands. You also have the mismatch of it. So the King of Cups is the King of Water. So how do you blend those two elements? And that's kind of what we're going to be looking at going forward. There's really a lot to dive into with the quartz. So I really wanted to give an overview today so you kind of know what's coming up, because they're probably the more difficult cards to interpret in the deck. So I wanted to make sure that I could spend more time on each court. Okay, so next week will be pages, and then knights, and then queens, and then kings, and we'll get really into the nitty-gritty there about the specifics, the elements, and all that. Let me go ahead and share here. I am going to put in the notes. Sorry, in the comments. My personal page. If you haven't liked it yet, it would be awesome if you did. I'm also putting items on my Etsy shop. Nope, that's not it. Let me get that up here. So my Etsy shop, I don't offer readings on there just because I have other venues to do that. But what I have been doing is making the teacup altars, spell bags, elemental empowerment kits. There we go. Okay. So if you do want to follow me, definitely that would be awesome. If you want to favorite my shop on Etsy, there's going to be more there. Oh, if you also follow Rising Goddess, I don't have the link ready to paste, but Tina and I are going to be doing a live sale event. So we're going to go through and all of the areas in her shop and kind of focus and bring some things out that people might not know she has. So there's going to be altar items, candles, incense, smoke cleanse bundles, her boutique clothing. And there is an event for that if you want to check it out. So we'll go ahead and get to the readings. If you haven't commented, hashtag shared, or let me know that you did, please do so. So today I am using a deck that I got last week. It's called Tarot of the Moon Garden, and it's kind of cute. It's really like fantastical. There are fairies and dragons and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's a little bit lighter of a deck. But I did some readings with it on a live last week, and I really enjoyed it. So I figured I'd bring it out again. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Joan, you are first. King of Swords. Okay, so this will actually give us an opportunity to kind of take a sneak peek at some of these cards. So King of Swords. So King is fire, swords are air. So it's fire of air. So here he's sitting, very rigid. His sword is upright. Swords tend to represent truth and honor as well. Think of justice, where we see the sword of justice there. So the King of Swords, Michelle, I have a couple divination starter kits, where I do have some decks there. Not too much of a variety. I don't have, I have my own personal stock, but I don't have stock of cards. But I do have some divination starter kits on there. And I'm also happy to customize anything. If you do want anything particular, I can see if I have it or if Tina has it in the shop. She is going to be selling some decks on Thursday. So Joan, King of Swords. What I'm getting right now for this is really looking at things in a very straightforward and logical way and acting on that energy. Okay, and I think that's the key, is acting on that energy, acting on what you know to be the truth. We can know it, okay, and not always act on it, but I think it's time to really act on that truth. And I'm trying to see what's in the background. I think it's just shapes. I can't really tell if it's anything specific. I thought it was dragonfly for a moment, but I don't think so. Yeah. So right now, act on what you know to be the truth. All right, Linda, you are next. Yeah, I've been selling the Divination Starter Kit with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, a book, a pendulum, some crystals, a journal to kind of get you started journaling, a few different crystals, a candle, a small altar tray, and I usually toss a couple other small goodies in there as well, just to kind of get you started on your divination path. And the mini kit is awesome. And the mini kit is a smaller, kind of like a beginner deck. It has keywords on it, the book to go with it, a pendulum, and a couple small crystals. All right, Linda, you are next. Page of Staffs. So again, another court card. So here, definitely a different energy than the Page of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith. This definitely has like a childlike curiosity. And it's not just that like kind of straightforward like courage and adventure. Michelle, I did post it a little bit up there. It's the Etsy.me. I'm not sure why I didn't post or why it didn't pop up the preview. But the shop name is Witch Hearth Creations. You can find me there. So this Page of Staff or Page of Wands really has that very curious energy. And what I'm kind of getting with this is approaching life and approaching your like life journey with that childlike curiosity, that child mind, right? Where everything is exciting and learning new things is awesome. And you just get so excited about it. Looking at the world and approaching things with that energy, it just adds enthusiasm. That's the word, enthusiasm. Okay, and that is for Linda. All right, Cheryl, you are next. Let's see if we got another court card. Now that I said it, it probably won't be. So Page of Staffs again. So Cheryl, Page of Staffs for you too. I swear I shuffled, like you watch me shuffle, right? So what I'm getting for you is this butterfly. Actually, the butterfly in the moon is what's actually calling to me for you. And actually, I think it's a moth because it's nighttime. So the word reflection came out as I'm like pulling these. The moon and the moth, they both go through cycles and transform, right? And they both reflect light. They both reflect, that's how we see them, is they reflect the light. Okay. So whose light are you reflecting? Okay. And that's for Cheryl. Again, you got the Page of Staffs too. But that is, it's kind of, hi. That's what popped through as I was reading this for you, okay, was you tend to reflect others. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with energy and light you want to reflect. Okay? I hope that resonates because that feels real good like when I'm saying it. I know. She went to the vet last week and they said she's a very sweet girl and she gained 1/2 pound. She's up to 7.5 pounds. I know, I love you. And they said she's still a petite little girl though. All right, Carrie, you are next. Nope, Katie, a couple more ahead of ya. So I wish you could see my phone is laying down on the desk and the doodles here is like pawing at my face on the phone. Thanks. All right, Carrie. 6 of Staffs. So 6 of Staffs it's victory, okay? It's homecoming. It's people celebrating you and your accomplishments. And I kind of see this unicorn kind of coming into the clearing, looking for looking for like peace and happiness, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting here. And again, this is for Carrie. Oh, and I love all of the little plants that are growing up through it. Like everything is just like, it feels like the world is celebrating. Yes, Doodles is definitely a mama's cat. All right, Sarah, you are next. Sarah, the world. Oh, this is such a cute card. Awesome. So Sarah, little fairy, dancing in the middle, dancing on a star in the middle of ferns and flowers. So the world is end of one cycle, beginning of a new. Like everything kind of has to come to an end, but after that moment, everything starts all over again. And there's a sweetness to this card. So it feels like there's like a bittersweet ending, but what it's going to make room for is even more like good stuff. Okay? So that is for Sarah. And really welcome in that new energy. This is Tarot of the Moon Garden. It's the one I got last week, and I think I read with it. I read with it last Wednesday for Witchy Wednesdays on the Rising Goddess page. Teresa, you are next. Three of Pentacles, Teresa. Three of Pentacles. All about cooperation and working together. So we're here, we have the Pentacles in here are kind of like, they kind of remind me of bubbles. And there's the little white book that comes with it, but I really haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I usually like to see what the artist's kind of interpretation is, but I haven't had a chance to. Sarah, you're welcome. So here, I love they remind me of like bubbles, like Glinda's like fairy bubbles. So working together, don't be afraid to ask for help. So Teresa, what I'm getting is like, don't be afraid to ask for help from that to get something off that top shelf. And I'm not sure what that refers to, but that's kind of what popped into my head. Someone's always going to be there to help you out. When there's something that you feel a little bit less confident in, there's someone that's going to be there to kind of like help you along and increase your confidence for the next time. Okay, so what I'm getting is delegation is going to equal more confidence on your part. Yeah. All right, Michelle, Anthony, you are next. All right, and don't forget, Saturdays at noon, Bridget Holbert has her show, Mythic Journeys. She talked about Hecate this past Saturday, and I have to catch the replay because what I saw of it was awesome. You're welcome, Teresa. Michelle, 10 of Swords. Okay, so I think it was Dragonfly on the king there. So here, So we have the kind of general imagery of the Ten of Swords. I mean, it does feel a little gentler because the swords aren't actually piercing. It's more of a threat. It's more of an impending feeling than it is the actual, like, penetration of 10 swords at once. So right now, Michelle, if you are feeling like overwhelmed by a lot to, like, it feels like there's a lot to sort out, but it doesn't have the urgency that some Ten of Swords do. So maybe take a look at how much prioritize. Okay, that's the word, prioritize. What actually needs to be done right now, and what can you kind of push out? Okay, you don't have to do everything all at once. And I like that Ten of Swords. It's a little softer. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of pressure, but it's impending. It's not happening. All right, Katie, you are next. All right, and that one flipped over. Okay, so I did get the Lovers. And actually, I think, Katie, you got this card. I mean, I think it was a little while ago at this point, but I know you've got this in the past. Okay, good, Michelle. Definitely not as harsh as a Rider, Joan. You are definitely right. So the Lovers. So here, so it's actually, I'm really getting, like, there's a lot of, like, nature vibes and a lot of coming together and communing in nature, okay? And I know you just kind of went on a trip and actually got a little bit of a break. So this actually feels like you were able to reflect, and sometimes the Lovers is a reflection of ourselves. I think you were actually able to take some time and reflect and get back in touch with that. Future employment. You got it, Kay. And yes. But Katie, I do think you felt a little bit. I think you got some love. You know, the past couple days you were able to kind of get out in nature and kind of really reconnect. Okay. Oh, I just saw the snake there. Did you see any snakes? Swamp snakes? I don't know. Caitlin, you are next. Adrian, hi. All right, Caitlin, and this kind of came out as I was shuffling, so this is for you. Page of Cups. So this page feels really dainty. Recharge, yes, Katie. This page feels really dainty. Okay, Caitlin, it feels like there's a lot in front of you. Like, look at this big wide world, right? There's all of the, like, mushrooms, and there's the land dolphin in this moon garden. So it feels like there's a lot in front of you, and you're kind of trying to take little sips out of your little cup. Okay? instead of kind of drinking it all in at once. So it really feels like you're trying to take baby steps right now, and I think that that's okay. Okay? That is for Caitlin. So right now you got a lot in front of you, and you're taking little baby sips. And, okay, no snakes. Fast, cold water. Not swampy. Okay. I don't know. All right, Laura, you are next. Laura, King of Cups. So I like that we've had some court cards pop up here, so we can kind of get a little bit more into them. So King of Cups is kind of like I said, it's that opposing elements. Fire of water. So what happens with fire and water? Like water puts out fire, or fire evaporates water. Like they don't necessarily get along really well. So you can kind of see a person that has those two conflicting energies inside. So King of Cups is very compassionate, whereas the other kings are more like kind of all business, right? King of Cups is compassionate. He is shown as usually fairly gentle. One of the kind of archetypes of the King of Cups is he is very welcoming and loving and accepting and compassionate, but doesn't always express his feelings. Okay, so it's that archetype of being able to give to everybody else, but when it comes to nailing down your own feelings, it can be a little bit trickier. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm getting for Laura, and I'm not necessarily getting that this is for you, but maybe for someone around you. Okay, and that can make them a little bit difficult to deal with because they won't just talk about their feelings. They won't just say it. So is me thinking Louisiana is all swamp, people thinking that New York is all New York City? Probably. I don't know. My only exposure to New Orleans and Louisiana is from vampire stories. And they're always in the swamp. I blame Anne Rice and Sookie Stackhouse. K, future job, future employment. The Lovers. Okay, are you looking for something that's in alignment? So what the word that popped out for you, K, with this is alignment. And correct me if I'm wrong, have you been looking for a job for a while? You've been looking for employment for a while? What I'm getting is you might be looking for something that's not in alignment, or that's not really your calling. And, kind of do some work around that. Because the first word that popped into my head with this was alignment. Awesome. Thank you, Laura. Does that resonate, Kay? Okay. So, okay, I'm interested to hear more. A long while. Okay. That's I'm remembering now. So yeah, really look at alignment and life calling kind of stuff. You might be looking for the wrong thing, and it's not going to happen. So take a look at manifesting something that's in alignment. And Kay, if you want to chat about that, shoot me a message, okay? All right, and unique. I can't do alignment without a job to payment. So that's where the catch-22 comes in, right? I understand. It is easier said than done. And I get it. All right, Unique, you are next. And then I believe Adrian popped on. Adrian, if you're still on, let me know. People that moved to New York. Yes, everybody thinks like New York City. And I'm like, I'm literally as far from New York City as you can almost get. Unique. Ooh, Ace of Cups. New opportunities, new in the emotional realm, right? Cups are emotions and feelings. So right now it could be a new relationship or a new stage of an existing relationship. Like it feels like it's like overflowing. There is an overabundance of. You're welcome, Kay. So unique. There's an abundance of emotion, an abundance of feelings. Like it feels like you're almost like it's almost too much. But it feels good, right? It's like that new relationship energy. And even if you've been in a relationship, you can still get that like rush of like happy, good feelings. All right, Adrian, you are next. And then I think I'm good. If I did not read for you and you did share, comment hashtag shared, please let me know. I did not intend on missing you or skipping you, but the comments are not showing up on the screen, so I'm trying to follow on my phone and wrangle cats and talk to Spirit. I'm multitasking. Awesome. You're welcome, Unique. All right, so Adrian, this popped out. It's a very poppy deck. These cards like to pop out. Page of Swords. So we did look at this one a little bit. So here, so you can kind of see that like anxious, or not anxious, but like enthusiastic, really wanting to go above where you're at, right? So he wants to learn how to sword fight, but he wants to learn with like the best knight, you know, in the kingdom, where, you know, he should be starting with lessons. So he wants to go in and jump into the sword fight instead of, you know, sparring. So he's kind of got that look like, you know, overconfidence maybe. So right now, kind of take a look at where you're at. Confidence is good. Overconfidence and over speaking quickly, okay, can be speaking without thinking, kind of biting off more than you can chew, okay, kind of right off the bat. That's kind of what I'm getting there. Jumping into the deep end when you should just kind of wade in a little bit. All right, and again, I think I'm good. I'll give people a couple minutes to pop in and let me know. Okay, and that unique is a new, you can start a new relationship with yourself, right? You have all those emotions coming in and coming up. So that, you know, sometimes that new beginning comes after that ending. All right, and I think I'm good. Again, I'll give people, you know, a little bit to pop in and let me know if I missed you. Again, it was not intentional, but I got to figure out what's going on with the comments here. I thought maybe it was because I was sharing to the the Three of Cups group, and it was getting funky there. Oh, the Dragonfly. Yeah, so the sword, or the suit of swords here seems to have the dragonflies. Dragonflies are, yeah, dragonflies are transformation. They are also said to be spirit, spirit messengers. So, and this is welcome to a realm where myth and magic are reality. I like that. I like this deck. All right, everyone. I think awesome. Thank you so much, Joan. Thank you for your feedback. I'm going to pop off. Join me next Monday. We're going to be talking about the pages and really going into the specifics of the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth. I don't think I'm going to add another deck, just because there's so much information with those two right there. So I'll probably have another deck to read from, but the study is going to be kind of confined to those two decks. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.